I rise today in support of Judge Sonia Sotomayor's confirmation to the United States Supreme Court. Those of us who are privileged to serve here in the Senate cast literally thousands of votes during our years here. We take many votes that are crucial and important, but a handful of them are far more meaningful than others. These votes have historic consequences, ones which will resonate for years, in some cases for decades to come. This is one of those votes. Judge Sotomayor has a compelling life story, a story that confirms her work ethic and informs her judicial temperament. In June of this year, I had the pleasure of meeting personally with Judge Sotomayor. We spoke at length about her experience, her service, and her life. We talked about our respective childhoods, our respective educational opportunities, and our careers. It was a revealing conversation, and the responses were forthright, they were insightful, they were sincere. The nominee before us truly highlights the diversity of the country in which we live. Judge Sotomayor brings more federal judicial experience to the Supreme Court than any justice confirmed in the last 100 years. As a federal judge for nearly 2 decades, Sonia Sotomayor has demonstrated a clear commitment to unbiased, impartial justice and to the rule of law. And unlike some nominees for the federal bench, Judge Sotomayor, we can see a long paper trail of her legal rulings. Her record reveals that she consistently takes each case on its own merits, regardless of the ideological outcome, and narrowly applies the law to the particular facts. She may even be more of a strict constructionist when it comes to applying the law than many of the justices my friends on the other side of the aisle admire the most. Quite frankly, she is a model of judicial restraint. The strength of Judge Sotomayor's record and reputation is perhaps why, to some extent, many critics have focused almost exclusively on 1 or 2 legal rulings and from a line he gave from a speech years ago. I do not find much to agree with in those criticisms. But even if it did, it does not seem fair to me that she should be judged on those few items alone. These few quibbles need to be put in the context of her lifetime of work. If nothing else, Judge Sotomayor's extensive record demonstrates that she sticks to the law. And perhaps that's why, in part, the American Bar Association has given this judge, this nominee, its top rating of well qualified in assessing her record and evaluating her judicial temperament. For all these reasons and more, I invite my conservative colleagues on the other side of the aisle to take a leap of faith as I did a few years ago with John Roberts, much as I did 4 years ago, and join me in casting their vote in favor of Judge Sotomayor's nomination to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court.
The question is on the confirmation of Sonia Sotomayor of New York to be an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States.
Mr. Carper. Aye. Mr. Carper. Aye.
On this vote, the yeas are 68 and the nays are 31. The nomination of Sonia Sotomayor of New York to be an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States is confirmed.